Welcome, my name is Catherine. This is part 6 of sharing my 90s CD collection. I'll be featuring 3 artists and 2 CDs from each artist. First one is Dave Matthews Band. They're an American rock band from Charlottesville, Virginia. And they're known as a jam band. And at their live performances, they play their songs differently each time. And Under the Table and Dreaming, this is their debut. It was released September 27th of 1994, and it's on the RCA label. And this sold 6 times platinum in the United States. So the singles on this album are number 1, What Would You Say? Featuring John Poplar of Blues Travel on the harmonica. Number 2 is Jimmy Thing. Number 3 is Typical Situation. 4, Ants Marching, and the 5th track is Satellite. And this album was really popular and had a lot of strong singles on it. So we have some of the original members of the band on this. It'd be Carter Buford on drums, Stefan Lessard on bass guitar, of course Dave Matthews on vocals and acoustic guitar. Leroy Moore is the saxophone player, and Boyd Tinsley is the terrific fiddle player. And let's look at the track listing. There are 10 tracks on Dave Matthews' Under the Table and Dreaming. My favorite songs on here are Satellite and Ants Go Marching. Album number 2 is Crash by Dave Matthews Band, their second studio album. This was released April 30th, 1996 on the RCA label, and it's their best-selling album, selling 7 million copies. The singles on Crash, number 1 is Too Much, number 2, So Much to Say, and number 3, Crash Into Me. And I'll show you the track listing. There are 12 tracks on Dave Matthews' Crash. I like the 2 singles, Too Much and So Much to Say, and Tripping Billies is another popular song. Album number 3 is by artist Sarah McLachlan. It's her 3rd studio album called Fumbling Toward Ecstasy, and it was released in Canada on October 22nd of 1993 on the Arista label. In the United States, it was released February 14th, 1994. And it's the first album to reach American audiences. The singles on here are Possession, Hold On, and Good Enough. And let's look at the track listing. There are 12 tracks on Sarah McLachlan, Fumbling Toward Ecstasy. I'd say my favorite songs are Good Enough, and I really like the song Ice Cream. The whole album is pleasant to listen to. Album number 4 is also by Sarah McLachlan. It's her 4th studio album, Surfacing. This was released July 15th of 1997. And it went to number 1 on the Canadian album charts. It reached number 2 on the US Billboard 200 album charts. And it also reached the UK, Australia, and Netherlands. This is a first for her. And it went diamond sales in Canada and 8 times platinum in the United States. The singles from Surfacing are Building a Mystery, Sweet Surrender, Adia, and Angel, and I'll show you this track listing. There are 10 tracks on Sarah McLachlan's Surfacing. It's more of an alternative rock album. She's playing electric guitar on some of these tracks. So my favorite songs would be Sweet Surrender, Adia, and Angel. The 5th album I'll show today is Whenever We Wanted by John Mellencamp, released October 8th of 1991 on the Mercury label. It's his 11th studio album, and it's the first album of his to drop the name Cougar and just have his real name John Mellencamp. And the album reached number 17 on the Billboard 200. The singles on here are number 1, Get a Leg Up, Love and Happiness, Again Tonight, Now More Than Ever, and Last Chance. And the musicians on here, Kenny Aronoff, and David Grisham is on guitar, and his longtime bass player, Toby Myers. And I'll show you the track listing. There are 10 tracks on John Mellencamp, Whenever We Wanted. I like the first song, Love and Happiness, and number 2, Now More Than Ever. The 6th and final album is also by John Mellencamp. It's Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky. This is his 14th studio album. It was released September 10th of 1996, and this is the first album released 2 years after his heart attack. There was a bit of controversy about the album cover. I have the original. See, it has the devil and Jesus on the cover there. And they did eventually change the album cover, so I'm glad I have this original. The singles on here, there's 2. Key West Intermezzo, I Saw You First. That reached number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100. And number 2, Just Another Day. It didn't peak very high. It went to number 46. It's just I've liked John Mellencamp's music since the 80s, and I continue to follow him. So let's look at this track listing. There are 12 tracks on Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky. The first one is called Overture. It's an instrumental by Miriam Strum. I like the intro of this album. I like the song Key West Intermezzo, I Saw You First, and track number 4, Just Another Day. And I want to point out track number 11, which is a acoustic with just John singing and playing his guitar. This album is blues inspired, and it's full of storytelling songs. That's why I like it, and I recommend it. There are 17 musicians playing on this album. Kenny Aronoff is still playing drums. His longtime bass player, Toby Myers. Raphael Saadiq is playing bass and backing. And Miriam Strum on the violin. So those are the albums I'm showing today. Please leave your comments about the music shown and the songs that you like. I very much appreciate you watching, and thank you to all my new subscribers. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.